to me. Come on and say amen. A fund in which all the proceeds go to me. After all, I deserve something. I've been given all this money and I haven't received anything in return. Come on and say amen. Thoughts run through my mind that if you could just start seeing it my way, I could see it now, the Church of Johnny. Wouldn't that be nice? We could have dinners for Johnny and fundraisers for Johnny. We could have pastors' anniversaries for Johnny. Church anniversary for Johnny. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Before I get carried away, let me give you this word. Before I say something I might regret.
Okay.
Let me give you this word before I dig a hole that I can't get out of. Let's see if we can change our way of thinking. Help me, Holy Ghost. For the last few moments, I've been attempting to get you to understand the way the enemy uses misdirection on the saints. The definition of misdirection is the action or process or directing someone to the wrong place in the wrong direction. The trick of the enemy is to get you to think that you're on the right side of the road when you're really on the wrong side of the road. Come on, say amen.
That's right.
Amen. In Genesis 26:2, God says, don't go down to Egypt. Do as I say and stay here in the land. If you do, I will be with you and bless you. I'll give you all this land to you and to your descendants, just as I promised, and I will cause your descendants to become as numerous as the stars. I'll give them all these lands, and they shall be a blessing to all the nations of the earth. Come on and say amen. He says, I'll do this because you obeyed my commandments and laws. You see, some people avoid church because they feel that the preacher is just after their money. As a result, many pastors and churches avoid the subject of money. Their concern is understandable and their motives may be sincere, but their strategy is misguided. Come on and say amen. You can't be a faithful Christian or congregation if you avoid the fundamental subject of financial stewardship. There are more than 600 references in the Bible about prayer.
Yes, it is.
There are almost 500 references to faith. But there are over 2,350 references to money. Come on and say amen. 1 out of every 10 verses in the gospel is about riches and wealth or material possessions. And over half of the recorded parables of Jesus address money issues. In fact, Jesus talked about financial stewardship more than heaven and hell combined. Come on and say amen. No wonder Jesus follows parables about salvation. And Luke 15 with the 2 parables about stewardship. The parable of the unjust steward and the parable of Lazarus the rich man, there is no discipleship where there is no stewardship. Your money management is an objective indicator of your true devotion to Jesus Christ. Come on and say amen. In fact, your financial stewardship may be the only aspect of your Christian walk that you cannot fake. You can fake prayer. You can fake Bible knowledge. You can fake worship. You can fake holiness or concern for your brother. But you cannot fake stewardship. Come on and say amen. I've heard it said that your checkbook will tell on you. Your life story can be written from a bank statement. It reflects your time, your priorities, your convictions, and your relationships. Come on and say amen.
That's true.
When the government or law enforcement suspect fraud, they follow a paper trail to see where the money went. Good intentions, personal testimonies, character witnesses do not matter. What happened to the money is the only thing that matters. This is what Jesus does when he tells the parable about the crooked CEO who cooks the books to maintain his lifestyle after he was fired for embezzling the boss's money. Come on and say amen. We must use our money with unconditional integrity. Luke 16:10 says, that one who is faithful over very little is also faithful over much. Come on and say amen.
Amen.
And he that is dishonest over very little is dishonest over much. We live in a world, my brothers and sisters, that judge us on success based on what one has, or people are always trying to get more.
That's very true.
And there are people who make six figures who still want more. Come on and say amen.
Amen.
It's a vicious cycle that never satisfies, but God does not judge you by how much you have.
No,
Amen.
Amen.
You can have a little or you can have a lot. God is only concerned with one thing. Are you faithful with what you have? Come on and say amen. One of the greatest compliments that Jesus gave was to the widow with 2 mites. The Lord said to her, you've given what you have. In Matthew 25 and 14 through 30, Jesus tells a parable of the talents. A rich man went on a journey and entrusted his money to servants. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another one 1. When he returned, he called them to give an account of their stewardship. The 5-talent guy and the 2-talent guy both doubled the master's money. Come on and say amen. And he commended them with these words. Well done, thou good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over little, I will set you over much. Come on and say amen. But the 1-talent guy did not invest his master's money. He hid it in the sand waiting for the master to return. And the master called him a wicked, lazy servant. Come on and say amen. Unfortunately, too many of us want to be rulers before we've been faithful. We don't want to pay no tithes. We don't want to give no money. Come on and say amen.
Help, Lord.
Be faithful with what you have, then God will promote you. In verses 11 and 12, Jesus asked 2 questions that shed light on the principle in verse 10. The first question addresses the mammon stewardship. The word mammon means money. In verse 11 it says, if you then have not been faithful over unrighteous wealth, who will interest you in true riches? In verse 11, the term unrighteous wealth means very little. In verse 10, the term true riches means much. I guess what I'm trying to say, my brothers and sisters, is that sometimes we have to stay with our assignment with God. And when we stay with our assignment, God will bless us right where we are.
You're right.
Say amen.
That's right.
Back over in Genesis chapter 26, around the 16th verse, Abimelech tells Isaac to leave the country. He said, go somewhere else. You've become too rich and powerful for us. My Bible said he had large flocks of sheep. Said he had many servants. He had great herds of cattle. You see, all this happened because he obeyed God. And the same thing can happen to you. Come on and say amen. If you just hold on to God's unchanging hand.
Now you talking.
He will make a way for you and give you more than you ever deserve.
That's right, sir.
If the world from you withholds all of its silver and its gold, just remember in his word how he feed the little bird. Take your burden to the Lord in prayer and leave it there. If your body is selfless pain and your health you can regain, and your soul is almost singing in despair, Jesus knows the pain you feel. He can save and he can heal. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. When your enemies assail and your heart begins to fail, don't forget that God in heaven answers prayer. He will make a way for you and he will lead you safely through. Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. When your youthful days are gone and your age is stealing on and your body bends beneath the weight of care, he will never leave you then. He will be with you to the end.
Yes, he will.
Take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. Hallelujah. And I'm coming to my knows. When a man asks, who are they that robes have been washed in the blood of the Lamb? I gotta say, the blood still works. It will never lose its power.
That's right.
The blood that gives me strength from day to day.
Day to day.
It will never lose
Its power.
And it reaches to the highest mountain.
Yes, sir.
And it flows to the valley low. The blood that gives me strength from day to day. It will never lose its power. We know the blood made whole, the blood delivered, the blood set free. Say yes. I got to leave y'all here. I got to quit. But before I take my seat, let me tell you just one more thing. You may have had some problems and you don't know what to do. And you don't know what to do. Be not dismayed. God will